So I'm recording, so welcome to our team call August 9th, post-summit, post-Super Sunday, and we are right in the middle of Team Cup. This is the second week of Team Cup, so it's like basically almost halfway. We're getting halfway done with Team Cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this month has like almost 5 weeks, so that's good. Some of you are rocking Team Cup already, which I am so proud of you guys. Tonight we actually I asked a few of our coaches that went to Summit to talk a little bit about their experience from Summit, but also talk about what they have already started to implement in their business that they learned from Summit, that's helping them grow, or that they plan to implement. Because I've seen it so many times where coaches go to Summit or they go to live events and then they come back and they're fired up, but then they never do anything with the knowledge, with the information that they learned. And so it kind of like takes you nowhere. So I've asked these 3 coaches to share what they're implementing or what they plan to implement, so that if you were there, hopefully you already have a plan of action as well, and you are implementing and you're putting things into motion, because that's what's going to move you forward, right? Putting things into motion. And even if you weren't at Summit, you can get tips of what these coaches are doing in their business. And that's what I also asked them to share, just to share what they're doing and what you could do too to help you as well. But just before I hand it off to them, I did update our calendar. So hopefully you guys saw that. I changed a few things around. Like, I know today we were supposed to start the What is Coaching Sneak Peek group, but I changed it just because it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I was like, whoa, like I'm not ready for it. And also to give myself and you guys more time to invite to it, to talk about it on your social media, so that the 3-day sneak peek into coaching group will actually start on the 24th. So that gives you and myself plenty of time to invite people to it and start talking about it. Because we all know the more guests you have in there, the more opportunities you have to inspire someone to join our team. So that changed. And what else did I change? The new coach getting started right call for new coaches was supposed to be last Wednesday, but Ashley and I actually changed it for tomorrow. So if you're a new coach or fairly new and you've never been on a getting started right call, I invite you to join us tomorrow. It's at the same time that it is right now, 8 p.m. Central Time. We will record it if you can't be on live, but new coaches, it's a really important call because we really just kind of go over the basics and what you should do, or what you should, start to do to kind of get your feet wet and start on the right track. So that we changed it for tomorrow. And then I posted about, we are going to start, Ashley and I are going to run a 4-week Push to Diamond group on the 22nd. And I'll share more information about it after we get off this call, because there are requirements that you guys have to meet if you want to be in that group. And Ashley and I, we're really strict with this group just because we really give a lot of our time to this group. So she chooses 6 coaches, I choose 6 coaches, and that's all we have in the group. It's a very small group because we really want to give you guys a lot of one-on-one and give you guys a lot of our time. So that's why we make it really small, and we make the requirements kind of very strict to be in the group. And then once you're in the group, you also have requirements that you have to meet to stay in the group, because again, if we are investing our time, then we definitely want you guys to be investing your time as well. Sorry. Okay. But I will post more about that. I've had tons of you guys in that group before, and I know we always get super positive feedback from that 4-week group. I know Joyce was in there, Nayeli was in there. A lot of people who are now diamonds were in that group. So it's a really good group to be in. And if you can't join this time, like if you happen to not meet the requirements, don't get bummed out. Use that as motivation so that when we have it again, you meet the requirements and you can join. We only have it 2, sometimes 3 times a year. And again, that's just because it's very dialed in for those 30 days and you're hustling hard and you're pushing hard. And Ashley and I are pushing hard too and investing a lot of our time. So it's just something that we don't do very often, but when we do it, we really give it our all. Okay, and just a reminder, also I'm looking here at the calendar, Monday we have our 5-day clean eating group, so hopefully you guys have been inviting to that. Again, making public invites is awesome, but the magic happens behind the scenes, those private invitations to everyone that you can possibly invite. And again, the more people that you have in those groups, just the more possibilities you have to inspire someone to then do Country Heat or 21 Day Fix. And at the very worst, it's like you build your credibility, you make new friends, the people who are in the group trust you a little bit more, and they start following you a little bit more, and they love you a little bit more, and you start to build up those relationships. They don't always end up in challenge packs, and that's okay. That's not really the goal of it. That's one of the goals, but it's also, I look at Friday free clean eating groups as another goal to just kind of build those relationships with those people who are kind of, tiptoeing around the idea of joining you. They get the experience with what it's like to be in a motivating group, what it's like to be in a challenge group. Because a lot of people have no idea what a challenge group is, especially virtual. Like, people are used to going to the gyms and having like actual one-on-one connection. So whenever we say virtual challenge groups, people are very iffy about that. So you can get them in this 5-day free cleaner group. It's a great opportunity for them to see what that is like. So again, the more people, the more, what is the word I'm trying to say? I forget what I'm trying to say, but.
The more people?
Yeah, the more people. No, but just start inviting as soon as you can. Don't wait to the day before or the day of. It's what I'm trying to say. And we talked about this last time, how always you look at the calendar so you can strategize your month, your weeks, know when you're going to invite to what group. So you have plenty of time. It's like I said last time. If I invite once to this group, I might get maybe 10 people. But if I invite if I make 2 invites about this group, maybe now I'll get 20 people. And if I make 3 posts about this group, then maybe that number keeps growing and growing. The more time and the more invites you put out there, the more people will see it. Sometimes people just don't even see the post. It's not even that they don't want to join. It's they don't really even see them if you just post about it once. So give yourself plenty of time is what I'm trying to say. And what else? I think that's the only thing I had. And just one other thing that I was going to mention. I know we're always talking about how to strike up genuine conversations with people that have nothing to do about Beachbody, but just a genuine way to just kind of reconnect with people on Facebook. So one thing that I use, and I've talked about this before, it's like those national days, they have National Margarita Day, National Doggy Day, all those crazy national days. It's a really good way. But right now, with kids going back to school, that's another super genuine way to just message people and just start conversations, especially if you yourself are a mom. I love this when I see kids going back to school because I was a teacher. So I'll comment, but I really try to private message people. Like, for example, one of my friends today posted that her little girl started in 2nd grade. I was like, what? Like, it blew my mind. Last time I remember, she was going to kindergarten. So that's a really great opportunity for me to message her, be like, oh my God, I can't believe your little girl's already in 2nd grade. That's insane. It's just a genuine way to reconnect with people. Like, I hadn't talked to her in a few months, to reconnect with her, talk to her again. So use things like that, like events or national days, to reach out to people and just start those random conversations that could maybe one day lead to something. It could not, but it just kind of helps you, again, establish those relationships, get you to talking to more people. That's what this business is all about, just talking to more people. And, that conversation might lead to, now that my kids are going back to school, I'm going to have more free time. I've always wanted to get into shape. I see you work out. Like, what do? You never know where the conversation might lead. Even though your intention is not to talk about Beachbody, it's really just to kind of reconnect with people, but you just never know. And it can also be a good way to follow up without having to follow up. Like, let's just say it's someone that you've been talking to in the past and you never heard back from her. You followed up like 3 times. Well, this is a good time to just retouch base with her, but nothing to do with Beachbody. And she'll see the comments, and it might strike up like, oh my gosh, she never responded to you. That's happened to me before. Or it might not, but you never know. Alrighty, so hey Nayeli, how are you doing? And Nayeli had her surgery.
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good? Are you in the hospital?
Yes.
Oh, are you feeling okay?
Yes, I'm good. I'm not drugged up anymore.
Good. I was thinking about you all day today. I'm like, I wonder how you're doing.
I appreciate everybody that sent me messages.
Yes.
I'm doing good. Hopefully I'll go home tomorrow.
Good. That was
But
fun.
I couldn't miss 13 calls, so I'm still here.
That's a trooper right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're doing well. All right,
Thank you.
so now I will, I'm just going to pick randomly, and I'll have, Carolina, I'll have you share first. And again, she's just going to share about her experience. All these, the people that I chose, Carolina, Rachel, and Angie, it was their first time at Summit. So I wanted to choose someone who was the first time at Summit. And again, just share their experience and then share what they are already implementing in their business or they plan to implement, and then whatever tips or anything they want to share with you guys. So where'd you go? I think I'm. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. You just went on a different page. Okay, I will let you take it away.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hey guys. So it was my first time at Summit. But before I start, I want to give like a tiny little background. So I don't know if any of you coaches had signed up and then you kind of like stopped, or you quit, or you were just drinking the Shakeology and you like didn't work the business for a while. That was me. And then in April I started again, and I shared about that openly on my page, because I really think that helps people connect with me and think like, hey, even coaches like struggle with that kind of stuff. So going to Summit for me was huge, like ginormous, because last year whenever I had signed up, like they were just barely going to Summit, and I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. Maybe one day I'll get to do that. And then May hit, and I was like 3 different times, yes, I'm gonna go. No, wait, something came up. Yes, I'm going. No, wait. So that happened like 3 times, and the 4th time, like I had everything set to go. Like it was 2 days before going, and then I started doubting myself and wondering like, what if I go? And like it was a doubt in myself to where I almost didn't go to Summit. But going to Summit absolutely changed my life. I say that to everybody every single time I ever talk about it, and I will for the rest of my life, because I was so nervous to go and see people who were better than me, honestly. I came from a poor background. I didn't make the best choices whenever I hit adulthood. I had my child really young. All kinds of stuff was stacked against me, right? And I had been telling myself and been hearing from so young, like, you're just going to be average. You're just going to be average. So I got used to being average and kind of even dipped below. And going to Summit and getting to meet the people who inspire me every single day. Like I took a picture with Melanie Mitro, which was huge. I took a picture with Lindsay Matway, and I had got to thank her for a post that really hit me in my heart. It made me cry reading it. I found it again because she reshared it after Summit. I don't know if you follow her. It's the post about the forks and the spoons. She got it in the mail, and she had never had a complete set before. I can relate to that. I still don't have a complete set. I want that. If I get a little emotional, I'm a big crybaby, guys, so I cry for everything. So getting to thank her in person, I didn't even get to take a picture because I kind of butted in when somebody else was taking a picture. Like it was at the very end of Summit, and we were all leaving, and I was like, man, if I get to meet Lindsay Matway, that will be like it for me. That will just be amazing, because I got to meet Bonnie Ingle. If you follow her, she's real hip and cool, and I relate to her because I'm around her age. So getting to meet all of them and getting to see, like, they're just real people. Like, there literally is no reason why you cannot be at the top because of the way this business is structured. And I think that is an amazing thing. So getting to see how Carl Deichler interacts with the coaches, I could not think of not one CEO who just goes to an event in a shirt and jeans and tennies and just walks around with everybody. So all of that came back, and it fueled me in an intense way where I was like, okay, I need to get serious about my business. I haven't really been being serious. I kind of send invites. I kind of send coaching stuff. I kind of stay away from that because I'm not a top coach. I'm not making a whole bunch of money. But what I realized is I have to paint the picture for them. I have to paint it for myself too. That's something that really stuck out with me at Summit, was like, you have to dream for them, and you have to start dreaming again yourself, because the way society is, the way we've just been brought up, we kind of hit adulthood, we reach our, I guess what everybody thinks, like marriage, kids, college education, a steady job, and we kind of stopped dreaming. I was talking to my sister. So I have one sister who's a coach. I have another sister who absolutely refuses. And I was talking to her and asking her, like, hey, what are your dreams? Like just completely out of the blue, what are your dreams? And she could not give me one dream, not even one. What she responded was, I just want to be able to pay my bills. I was like, what? That's like what you want to do with your life? So we have to show them how to dream again. And you do that by sharing your story and what you want for your life. And somebody's going to relate to that, especially like if you're, well, I don't say especially, but everybody is unique in their own way. And you're going to hit people that nobody else is going to be able to hit. And I literally mean that. So if you are here doing this business, it's because God has brought you here, because this business heals in so many different aspects. It doesn't heal in just the fitness side, because I wasn't like super, super overweight. It healed my soul. And getting that across to people and telling them, like, literally, you can give me anything that you're going through right now, and I can show you how this business is going to help you. And you have to do that by being raw and vulnerable. And I don't know if anybody follows me, but I have been pretty raw, like to where my girlfriend was like, whoa, don't share that. That's way too much information. That's way too personal. And then I thought, yeah, it is. It really is. It's completely, like, literally cut raw. And the reason that I share it, because I remember what it's like to be stuck in that pattern. I remember what it's like to feel hopeless and to think you just have to live with what you're going through. But you don't. You have to learn how to live. And sharing that on my page has been huge, huge. Those are the only posts, honestly, that get attraction. And then I can't remember the name of the author, Jab, Jab, Right Hook. He shared about investing in yourself. So, okay, right now you're not making a whole bunch of money. You also only paid $40 to start up. Maybe you didn't even pay that. You just bought your challenge pack and Beachbody was like, hey, focus on you. Which I also have to say, like, what company does that? What company says, hey, take care of you first. I need to make sure that you are in the best shape mentally, physically, emotionally because of personal development. Like, what company does that? I can't think of one. I think of all these other MLM companies that we have to compete against, and I think they're not even competition because they don't heal your soul. They heal your bank account. They heal your ego, but they don't heal your soul. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off like preachy or something, but I truly believe that. So author of Jab, Jab, Right Hook was like, invest in yourself. I started paying for the word wine when it first popped up. And I was like, what in the world does that even mean? And then he started talking about Facebook ads. And I know you guys are kind of scared of Facebook ads. You're like, what? I have to pay more money? You can literally boost just one of your posts for $5, because that's how much you spend on yourself already, because you drink your shake and you do your workout, right? So $5 for just once a week, maybe even once a month, but make sure you're posting or promoting your really raw in the sense that you're not inviting to a challenge group. Like, no, don't do that. That's like way too salesy. I want to get across, you have to be raw. Like I shared about how I've suffered through depression. I used to self-harm, like I used to cut myself. I shared about that and I promoted that post, and people who connect to that post are going to like it. And then I can connect with them. And that was something else the author talked about. I can't remember his name, Gary, I think. He said you have to interact with the people who show you that they care. Like stop chasing the people who are like totally not even paying attention to you, but put emphasis into the people that are showing you that they care by liking your post. Like talk to them. Some people don't even respond to their comments, and I need to go and respond to mine. But you should at least be doing that, at least thanking them for commenting on your page, because when they do that, it's going to boost you. And when you comment, it's going to boost you. And then they're going to respond and it's going to boost you. So you spent $5 and the interaction causes more boosting. So I know it's scary to invest in yourself a little bit more, but this is a real business, guys. And if you want to succeed, you have to start out while it's still relatively cheap to invest in yourself. I've been paying like 5 cents for I guess the interactions, the way it calculates it. Like maybe 10,000 people have seen my post and about 1% like it. And I want to talk about that kind of math too. So 1% liked it, and then I've gotten like over 150 new people to talk to, honestly, that came to me organically. They already connect to me, so I don't have to worry about that awkward relationship or anything. Like, they already know something really raw about me, so I'm going to be able to connect with them better. And then really quickly on the math, like, I came back and I came to work every day. And Gary talked about your work ethic too. Hope that's his name. So he talked about, you have to come to work. I know you're not getting paid for it right now, but it's going to happen later. So whenever I came back and I came to work, I made sure I was filling out my business activity tracker every day. And I mean, like, filling it out, not like, oh, well, I'm not going to invite about coaching today, or I'm not going to invite about my challenge group, or nah, I won't add 3 people. Like, literally fill it all out. You have to. If you do just 3 a day for 30 days, that's 90 people. For 12 months, that's 1,080. If only 1% connects with you, that means you got at least 10 people. Where would that put you if you had 10 people? If just half of that connected with you, you'd have 5. So you'd for sure be like emerald, if not ruby. I've been coming back, and I came back with force. So I really want to see this business grow quickly. And I started doing 25 a day, and that became a whole lot. So, like, that's shooting for the stars for sure. But I took it down a notch just starting today because it was like really overwhelming, the amount of messages I get back. So now I'm at 15 a day. If I just do 15 a day for 30 days, that puts me at 450 people. For 12 months, that puts me at 5,400 people that I've interacted with. And yes, I'm using my like page. If just 0.5% connect with me, that's 27 people. So, like, you have to shoot for numbers. You have to shoot for working it every single day. You have to invest in yourself. And those are the things that I saw that really have helped me so far in my coaching. I also do my personal development because that's just like huge. Everybody talks about it for a reason. But really, that's what I really wanted to get across. And then leaning into the storm, Becky and her sister talked about how some people shy away from it when stuff's getting hard or you're going through personal struggles at home. Like, you should use that in your business. You don't have to get like super personal and say, me and my spouse are fighting about how much I'm working on this business. You don't. You can just get across that you're struggling through something at home, but you're using your fitness, or you're using your personal development, and you're using your business to get through it. Because this business, it's helped me not only in my fitness, it's helped me in my relationships with my spouse, with my son, at work. It's helped me in so many aspects of my life. So I know it's helped you in lots of more aspects than just one. Use that to connect with people. And I think that's like just my main takeaway from Summit was you have to be interested in them so that they get interested in you back. Nobody wants somebody who just talks about themselves. So that's it.
That was great. Yes, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. And I actually, speaking of him, I actually posted a post this morning. Someone recorded the speech that he did at Summit. So if you guys didn't see that post, go and look for it and listen to it. And I think also Rebecca said that her husband recorded on the GoPro, so that might be a little bit more clear and a little bit better audio. But I'm sure eventually Beachbody's going to put it on YouTube as well. They usually always do. But yeah, his speech was awesome. And I love Gary. If you guys don't follow him, I've read 3 of his books and I follow him on social media. He's very like tough love, no BS. He tells you how it is. And I love that because I can relate to that. I would need people to tell me, what to do and all that. But yes. And I like how you mentioned boosting your post, Carolina, because I do that too. And I do the same thing. I try to boost a post that has nothing to do really with join my challenge. I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do boost posts about my challenge group, but I also try to boost posts that have nothing to do with challenge groups or coaching, just so people can get to know me better. And like Carolina says, $5. Sometimes I even do $1 a day. I'll choose a post that maybe was a little meaningful, maybe I shared a little bit, whatever, and I'll pay $1 to boost it. And that, what it does, it just puts it out into the newsfeed of more people, because we all know, like, Facebook and its algorithms, like, sometimes you catch Facebook on a good day, sometimes you don't, sometimes it puts your stuff out there, sometimes it doesn't. But just paying $1, $5 really can do a lot for your business and attract more people. And like Carolina said, if they see a post and they actually like what they read and they connect with it, when they're following you for a reason, for a really good reason, especially if it's a raw and real post. And then I also love what you said about the numbers game. If there's something that I learned about Danielle, is that this business is a numbers game. So I know it's about changing lives. Obviously, we know that. We know this changes our lives. We know this changes the people's lives. But it's also a numbers game. The more people you talk to and the more people you invite to things, the higher the odds that you're going to have people join you. And it's the same thing. The more coaches that you recruit, not everyone that you recruit is going to end up staying it for the long run. Not everyone's going to see your vision or the big vision. Not everyone's going to love it. And so you just have to keep recruiting. You just have to keep talking and talking and talking to more people. So I love that you did the math. It's the same. And if, she's doing 15 people a day, that's a lot, but that's just because she's on a mission and she has fire in her right now, and that's amazing. But even if you just did the bare minimum of 3 people a day, like Carolina said, what's 3 times 30? I don't know, 60? 90. I was a kindergarten teacher, guys. 90 people that month. That's 90 people a month times whatever, times the year. You do the math. It's the same thing with our groups. Like, we have a free group coming up. If you only invite 3 people, well, then maybe one of them will say yes. But if you invite 100 people, not everyone's going to say yes. You're going to get a bunch of no's, but you're going to have way more people. So I love that you mentioned that, and that is so true. It's such a numbers game. And again, it doesn't even have to be about Beachbody all the time. It's just the more conversations you have every day, the higher the odds are that whenever they do see your post on social media, or you do get to the point where your relationship is there and you're able to invite them, it's more likely going to be that they will join you just because you've taken the time to be interested in them. But yes, thank you for sharing, Carolina. I love that. And I love seeing you have this fire in you and just going for it. I love that. Thank you, Mary.
You need to mute me.
I think you muted yourself. I'm not sure.
Sorry.
Okay. I could see you mouthing my name, but I was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have Rachel now. You can take it away.
All right, cool. My favorite part about Summit was Carol. Look at her. She's on fire. It's insane. She didn't really tell her story of how she got to get there, but she got a free ticket, backed out 2 days before, and I could have beat her with a stick. But she went, she made it, and look at her. I just knew that it's something that she had to do. But mine's more structured than Carol. I guess she's just kind of really fueled her fire with it. I was on a different track than everybody else. I took Bonnie Engel and Amy Silverman because I relate to a lot of what they post and what they do. And I was really fortunate for that one because I was able to sit in one that I didn't realize was going to be there, and it was more about spouses. And I know that a lot of us are married or have a spouse, mate, whatever you want to call them, that just doesn't get it or that doesn't support you. It doesn't it's amazing to me, and I don't realize how supportive my hubby is until I go out and talk to other people who are like, he does all that? And it just surprises me. So something that I wanted to share was how you get your spouse or hubby involved and how you can really get them to support you. And you're probably not going to like what I'm going to tell you. Stop harassing him. Don't ask him to look at what you're doing. Don't ask him to, work out with you. Like, don't even tell him to do that. Just Just stop that. He's not going to want to. You can't drag him in there and tell him, you got to do this workout with me. You cannot. They're not going to. What you need to do is make sure that you're showing up every day, that you're working out, drinking your shake, and that they see the example you're setting. Because if you're kind of on and off, and then you tell them, well, I'm going to stick to this 21-day fix, and then you cheat meal through the program, they're going to think you're a joke. They're not going to take your business seriously, and then they're going to be mad at you for being on the phone working when you're not really doing anything. You're just in the news feed. You're not inviting. You're not sharing your story. You're not doing any of the vital behaviors, but you want him to join you and support you. Like, you have to set the example first. One thing that I did pick up was if you really want him to support you, is sit down. You take it seriously, but sit down and talk about your goals. Like, tell them, like Carol said, you have to paint the picture for them and really ask them, do you know why I'm doing this? Do you understand why I'm doing this program? Why I'm doing, like, sit down and talk to them about your goal. Most of the time, they don't know what you're up to. They just think you're on the phone walking around, and they're pissed off because you're ignoring them. So if you sit down and you tell them, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about our goals. And not just you and your husband, like, sit down and talk to your kids. I did that as soon as I came home. And DeMarcus was kind of laughed at me. He's like, why are you talking to me like this? And the kids didn't know, they didn't know why mommy was on the phone. They're like, because you want big muscles. You want to be strong. And I'm like, no. I was like, what would it be like if mommy could work right now, and then in a couple of years, I could take you to Disneyland anytime I want to? They're like, what? Like, they don't realize that you're working. They think you're on the phone like everybody else is, ignoring them. And they don't realize that what you're doing is creating a future for them and trying to do what you can to bring them home so you can live the life that you want. So if you don't sit down and you're not currently telling them, hey, this is what I'm currently doing and this is why, they're never going to get it. And if you keep quitting and you keep falling off and you kind of half-ass it, I said half-ass, my bad. But if you really just kind of come at it like that, they're going to think you're a joke. They're never going to take you seriously, and you're not going to succeed because they're never going to support you. It takes a long time for somebody to gain a bunch of weight, right? It takes a long time to lose that weight. Well, it's going to take that same amount of time to earn your husband's trust to believe that you're really serious about what you're doing. So if you're waiting for him to hop on the bandwagon before you show him what's going on, it's not going to happen. So just stop that. I loved the Gary Vee talk. I connect to his, like, straight up, just get to work. If you're here waiting for a handout, waiting for notes, waiting for something, you wasted time already. Like, get to work, get uncomfortable. I listened to a podcast a while back where he said, or maybe it was Eric Worre, sleep on the floor if you have to. Get uncomfortable and earn that bed. Like, get uncomfortable. I'm actually gonna start sleeping on the floor because Addison does not let me get up at 5 a.m. I've tried it for this whole week, and I can't do it with her in the bed. I'm too comfortable. So I'm actually gonna sleep on the floor until I get into that routine, because you have to get to work. You can't keep saying, well, I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't know anybody. They're everywhere. The people you work with. You don't have to sling challenge packs. You have to sling relationships. Like, you have to get to know these people. You have to be ready to go out and meet them and have coffee with them. If you're not brave enough to have coffee with them, don't offer them a challenge pack. You're not ready. They're not ready. They're not going to love you. So that's something that I really picked up. Sharing. Let me go in here. Gary Vee, get uncomfortable. A lot of people say they're working, but they're really not. You're really not. Like, oh, I'm working. You're scrolling through the news feed. Did you send an invite? Did you send a friend request? Did you talk to anybody? If you didn't do that, then you're not working. Something I posted today is people are always sharing, oh, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. That's why they don't want to join me for coaching. That's why they don't want the challenge pack. Compared to what? First of all, compared to what? Ask that question. Compared to what? And if they're saying it's expensive, it's because you're probably not getting results from it. If you're afraid that you're not going to get results, then yeah, it's going to be expensive. Why would you invest in something and then not get the results? Those are the only two reasons that people should be saying, oh, it's too expensive. They either don't understand the value, and then you tell them this is the value. You show them because you're proof of the product. And then I forgot what I was talking about because DeMarcus is over here distracting me. Did I hear him? I was on a roll. Anyway, Gary Vee just says get to work. And I'm fully on that. Get to work. Stop telling people you're working, because you're not. If you're not showing up, it's not showing up in your Success Club points, you're not working. And I'm proof of that. Like I've been spotty on this past couple of months. I use excuses. You're the only one getting in your own way. So there were some things about leadership within your community. This is a great way to build relationships. Go out there, write 3 things down. How can I be a better leader in your community? Once you can be a leader in your community, people are going to respond to that, and they will follow you in other things as well. So find 3 different ways you can be a leader in your community. You know, volunteer for PTA. I hate volunteering for shit. I hate it. But I might, volunteer for coaching of basketball this season. Pray for me. But do things like that in your community, and people are going to realize that you're not just interested in selling stuff. You're interested in bettering the community. You're interested in bettering yourself, your family, and everybody around you. So that's how you become a leader. Become a leader within your home. Set the example. It starts at home. If you're not becoming a leader here in your own little household, you're not going to do well anywhere else. So, when you're at home and you're on the phone, put it down. Like, set business hours. That's somewhere, I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere in the feed. Set business hours. Like, do not pick up your phone because you saw somebody message you right away. Like, they're still going to be there. But set business hours and let people know that these are the times that you can talk. I tell people, hey, I'm out at 4:30. I recently started going back to work. I'm out at 4:30, but I can squeeze 30 minutes in, and that's it. Like, let them know how much time you're going to give them, and dedicate your time to your family like you should. Praise your family in public, punish them in private. You don't want to put your husband on blast because he didn't do the dishes. Like, you don't want to do that. Stop it. So remember that what you put out there is permanent, and be proud of it. Just know that, somebody saw it. Even if you deleted it, like that, somebody saw it, even one view. So make sure that you do that. Write 3 ways down that you can be a better leader for your family, whether it's, setting up a family game night, making sure that you're prioritizing them. Chalene Johnson preaches that over and over and over. If she can give up thousands, we can give up the money we're not making right now to prioritize our kids. So that's a big thing for me. I have 4 kids, so a lot of you are moms on here. I still make it work. I still make it happen. I still hit diamond. It's possible, but you have to find your pockets. You have to be able to go in there and set aside time for just you and your kids. 3 ways to be a better leader on social media is be consistent in your posts. Believe it or not, people are watching. I had somebody tell me, hey, where did you go? I was wondering where you were at. And I hadn't posted for 1 day, like 1 day. And so they're watching, whether you're doing tips, moves, cooking, whatever you're good at, wing it for a while. Try something with what somebody else that you like, that you relate to, but show up every single day and, start doing what you say you're going to do. If you're going to host a 5-day clean eating group, host a 5-day clean eating group, even if you have 1 person in there. Like, if you say, I'm not going to show up because it's just 1 person, well, how's that person going to feel? I'm just 1 person. They're going to say, fuck you, I'll see you later. So you have to do what you say you're going to do and just go with it. Encourage people through messages. We're always liking and putting the little hearts, but like, write something on there. Just talk to them. Let them know that you care. It's easy to just click a little like button, and they do that for you all the time. But once you start commenting in their stuff, they're going to comment back in yours. More interaction, and the boosts are going to go up. Facebook is going to love on you for that. A lot of us complain about our business not going forward. Our coaches aren't doing. Our coaches keep dropping. I was amazed to see Carl Deichler, and I say this because my brother has said this forever, and he is just my brother, so I whatever him. Carl Deichler sat up on that stage and said, if things aren't going right, if you're not selling challenge packs, if things aren't going right in the business, it's my fault. He assumed all responsibility. It is his fault. We need to do that with our own business as well. Guys, if you're not showing up and you're not seeing growth where you want it, where you say you want it, it's your fault. You have to take responsibility for your business. Stop saying, well, my coaches suck. Well, if they suck, it's because you suck. Stop sucking. You don't have leadership skills? Get a fucking book. I'm sorry. I'm passionate. Damn it, Carol. Get a book. Do it. Read it. Apply it. Go back and reflect. Go through it. Where can I do this? I have my personal development. I reread it because I need to go back. How can I apply this differently? What can I do differently? Assume responsibilities. Your coaches don't suck. Your leadership sucks. And you need to work on that. So that's my biggest takeaway. If the CEO of the company can assume responsibility for everybody, you can do it for just yours. So I better stop because I'm already cursing too much. And that was part of my how I can be a better leader for my family. I'm going to decrease that curse. The only difference between a lemonade stand and your business is our ability to dream. I love that quote. I don't remember who said that, but I'm pretty sure it was Gary Vee. Done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Was rated R. Just kidding. The lemonade stand one was Cristina Delgado. Remember her?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
I love that. They are so amazing. But yes, I love everything that you said. And I love too Gary Vee, just straight up. And he's right. He's like, dude, he's like, just work. And I love something else that he said. He said, what's wrong with you people? He's like, I don't understand how like people aren't willing to just like go find information. Like you want to know more about how to run ads? Google it, YouTube it. You want to learn how to do X, Y, and Z? Google it. Like do some research, just do the work, like just work. And I love that he said that. And it's true. Like this business, it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's also not complicated. If we put in the work, we wake up every day, we do our workout, we drink our shake, we share about it, we just talk to people, we send invites, we do our personal development, like we're putting in work. Everything else is bonus. Like being on this call is bonus. Trainings are bonus. And that's all bonus. Like the vital behaviors, if you just do that every single day, you put in the work, like you will start to see momentum and you will start to see growth. I do love what he said. Yeah, GTS. Google that shit. Yep. But thank you for sharing, and I love it, and it's very true everything that you said. So from now on, I'm just gonna be like, let you guys host this call because you guys are saying all this stuff, and I'm like, yes. So thanks for sharing, Rachel. I love it. Alrighty, so now, last but not least, I will have our very own Angie also share just her experience. I keep muting myself. Just her experience, and then the same thing, Angie, just what you took away from it, what you loved about it, and then just what's implementing in your business or you plan on implement. So I will let you take it away.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of top Carolina, right, and Rachel, but I mean, I got to speak to Carolina a couple of times because we got to hang out. I think it was the second to last day, and she was just like in thought, and she like we were talking back and forth, and she took notes, and I'm telling you, like from the notes that she took, she's doing everything she took notes about that we talked about. So I'm super, super proud of her, and I know that she has a story to tell, and it's working for her. And I can't believe that. Like I'm just confirming that she took notes during our talk, and she's doing everything she said she was doing. So kudos to her. And Rachel, Jason thinks you should curse in every team call. But
fire everybody up.
Yeah. But for me, definitely, like it's been no secret that I've definitely have struggled right before, because my business definitely has been like a roller coaster for me, back and forth. And yeah, I definitely could be honest. I've struggled with putting myself out there, and definitely messaging or who to message is definitely something that I struggle with. And I definitely know that I have not found my niche, which is the reason why I'm still sort of struggling, but I'm kind of still trying. I'm still figuring it out. But for me, I wasn't planning to go to the Cumbre just because I didn't think I was going to make it on time. And that to me was really like an aha moment for me. I don't know why. I just never even thought about working the Latin market. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I was sitting there and I couldn't believe it. Just became like another world to me. And I was just like so upset at myself because I'm like, why am I not adding Spanish people? Like, hello, I'm Dominican. I speak right what is wrong with me? Well, I was kicking myself in the head at that point at the cumbre, but it was definitely an eye opener for me, and I'm really glad that I got to go, and super proud that obviously my number one top coach was presenting there, and it was like definitely an honor, and I felt a sense of pride to see her there, and also Audrey Robles, who I also have followed and have met from afar because I do go to Super Saturday, and to hear their story and to know that it is possible and that they've struggled with, I think I would say like Audrey, I think I can relate to her in her struggles as well, more like feeling, what do I have to share? Do I have to share? I'm a mom, I'm lost. I definitely could identify with that. So it was nice to meet them and just to see how real it was and how it's really a business for them. That was definitely an eye opener. So if any coaches that are there, my one tip is like, don't narrow yourself down just to the English market, like definitely go out to the Spanish market. And that's that's one of the things I have implemented since I've been back. The other thing that I got from being there was just like more of a sense of a community. Like, I mean, I talked to a lot of people, like, I talked to Shirley a lot, I talked to Nayeli, to Joyce, but I really got to spend some time with Carolina, who I don't know, for some reason, we never really connected before. And I had spoken to Rachel. I didn't even know Rachel was Carolina's sister. So that was crazy. And then Stephanie, like we talked, but now I like really got to know her. So kind of like more like I know the community now and I feel part of it. Not that I didn't before, but also like we're here in New York, so I don't get to see everyone as much. So for me, that made it more real. The family just became more real for me. And I saw Rebecca, who's like my mom favorite. So that was cool. So it was just like, that was really good. And obviously just being there was just like, I just realized like this dream is definitely possible. Like, stop telling yourself it's not. If they did it, you could do it. It's just going to probably take you longer, and that's okay. Those are kind of the things that I was saying. And then I think at one point, I think it was the last night, I think all of us were sitting, Brittany was with us and everybody, and we were talking about, like, I think everything at that point, I think it was a closing ceremony that everybody was saying, like, okay, next year we should be up at that stage. We should be doing premiere, if not bigger. And I think everyone had that aha moment there. And I think we all kind of agreed. I mean, we were kind of like, we were making fun of like, visualizing, what dress, what color. And it was funny to do that. But at the same time, it's good to do that and to dream about those things. So, and I did get to tell, one of the things that I think it was at the bar, I think we met up with Leticia, was that I wanted her to understand that although I'm struggling, that I really do really want that. And I think I wanted to tell her that in person, because one thing is to tell her like over text, but I hope, and I wanted her to know that I really do want that I do want it. And it's not that I need to get out of myself. And I know eventually, I always feel like I'm at a breaking point, but I can't stop when that comes. Like I feel, and then, so it's something that I definitely have to just keep working at it. But some of the things that, I've been working a lot because I am off now. So it really has all been Beachbody, and it's like an obsession. I have to kind of stop it. But basically I think it was the same night we landed. One of the things that I did right away was that I purchased my ticket to Summit. One, I want to be with my team family. Two, I want to learn more. And I've never been to New Orleans. So that's going to be, 3 reasons why I definitely want to be there. So we did that right away. The second thing that I did was I went live on my wall, on the team page. I went live on my own wall discussing about my 3-day refresh results. And I committed to a 3-day refresh. And I did it, and I got results, and I was able to share that. So just that experience I think I've been talking to 3 people since sharing on my wall about my 3-day refresh. So that has helped. I also started following a lot of other Latina coaches more consistently. Like I knew of Ivy Morales. I knew I definitely, I've always followed Saudi, but now I know of Irene Estrada and just following them more consistently. So I go to their page every day and just check in on what they're doing. The other thing is that, I went on the page live about that, is that when I came back, I got a notice from Beachbody saying that 2 of my coaches were going inactive. So I reached out to them, not just like about it, but I just said, hey, how are you? How's the shake going? Very matter of fact. And they both admitted that they had to update their cards and that they were going to get in contact. They even asked me for their number. So one of them already signed up, and one I spoke to again, and she said she had forgotten to keep reminding her. So that was good because I'm getting my inactive coaches are becoming active again. So that was good. So I reached out to them. The other thing is that we committed to a program, which is oh my God, what was it? What was it? Hammer and Chisel, which I'm about to go work out, and we're so sore. But committed to it, talked about it, and then Carla reminded me today because I forgot. I meant to do it yesterday to go live and talk about, what is a challenge pack, because I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Like, what is it? Like, what does that mean to people? So Carla reminded me that I forgot to go on my wall about that, just to see if I can create more momentum about that. And then I became leader in my team cup and have been implementing, like we with the help of everyone else, just like what to do next, and just trying to be more organizing and trying to tell people, okay, we're going to do Power of Threes. We're running our own 5-day detox group, my team cup. So that's been good. 5-day clean eating group. And we've been working really well together. And I think we're all kind of like, or in similar situations, but sharing our experiences. I think we're helping, and they're helping us as well. And then the other thing that I was talking about was kind of messaging people more privately, but not about the challenge pack or anything like that. I realized how, I'm not building relationships. I'm really not. And then the other thing that I'm working on is trying to get more on a Zoom call instead of having to deal with text, because I feel like I am losing people that way. And I'm not a phone person. I don't really like to be on the phone, but talking, I think it would be better. And it just creates more of a feeling that I do care when I do, but I just want that connection, more of a connection. So we're working on that. And I also went live on my challenge group because a lot of my people were slacking as far as my challengers that were active before they became inactive. So, and that really helped. A lot of them, since Sunday, we started a new 21-day fix. They've been on it, and it's been great. We've been getting a lot of feedback. So all those things, I kind of heard it the whole 4 days that I was there. Is like, go live, message people, start connecting with people, dream big, obviously, and just posting. Like, I've been posting 3 to 5 days more, and I've been requesting 5 people instead of 3 days, and then kind of using the people that do accept me, getting into their friends, into their circle. So I have 2 points already. I am talking to people tomorrow over the phone. And until I'm trying to figure out Zoom, because Jason just got a new phone. And then I my goal is to help 2 more people this month. And if it's more than that, I would love it. But I'm actually getting ready to post like more of a transformation, but talking less fitness and more emotional. So those are my takeaways from there. And just action. Every coach out there just started saying action, action, action. And it's true. I am one of those people that I want it so bad, but I struggle with taking action, and I realize that, like, that's definitely that's not getting me any closer to how I want my business to grow. And I know that I could be that coach. It's just not, kind of still, struggling with that, and still doing PD. I just started the book Punch Fear in the Face, which I think I need. And that's just me in general. Like, it's just not even coaching. I'm just like fearful. Something I've been dealing with for a while. So yeah, like all those things I've been trying to do and doing more consistently.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And it was so awesome. Like she says, one of the things that you love about Summit is just being around each other and getting to know each other and actually like seeing each other and hugging each other. And it's crazy because like I've never met Angie and Jason or Shirley like in person. And so it's when you're there, you're just like it's like you're hugging a family member that you've known all your life, even though you've never met each other in person. And that is one of the beauties of Beachbody, that like if anything else, like what it's brought to, I know to me, is just like amazing people into my life that I never would have known. Like, how would I ever meet Jason and Angie all the way in New York, or Shirley all the way in Hawaii, or Julieta all the way in Alaska? But because of Beachbody, like it brings you together. And when we're around each other, it was so awesome. And I got a little emotional at this summit just because it was just so many more of our team there. And I was just sitting there thinking like, wow, this is so incredible how God puts these people, in our lives. And it just makes you feel, first, it makes it feel like this is real, because this is real. And I think it makes you work harder as well, not only for yourself, but because I think we definitely know we work stronger as a team. And I know when I feel like I'm, changing lives, it's like I'm helping our team. And I know you guys, a lot of you reach out to me. You're like, I don't want to let the team down, or I don't want to let you down. So it's like, I think it makes us work harder because you're working not only for yourself, but for our team. But I definitely like that. See, Rachel asked, who wrote that book, Punch Fear in the Face? That's, what's his name?
I'm getting the name now.
Yeah, it's called Start, Punch Fear in the Face. It's really good. I read it as well. John Acuff.
Yes, it's John Acuff. Punch Fear in the Face, Escape Average, Do Work That Matters, Start.
Yeah, that's a good one. I read that one.
Yeah. So I'll post it in the group. Yeah. So that's for me, fear is definitely my thing, and I punch myself like every day, but I know that like I am making a lot of steps, because before I wasn't even posting. Now I'm talking about it more, and just kind of like sharing more of me. I don't know why. I guess, and I do. I think, and I thank Ashley for that. Like a couple of I think when she gave me the smackdown, I told her that I realized, like, I guess I am worrying about what the hell people think. But regardless, like, they're not doing my business, so I shouldn't care what they think. And like, really, and if they don't care, then they could delete me, and I could do the same. So that's just been my thing lately. Like, every time I post, I'm like, I don't care, and I walk away. And I'm really like, I don't care, and I live. Like, I did the live, the 3-day refresh live, and Jaden kind of jumped in the video, and that kind of made me feel better. He loves to jump in videos, so I guess I'll have him. But people love that. So, sharing more of my personal business is just like I obviously I talk about work and things like that, but I think more of that, I think that's what people are looking for. Like, people love when I take a picture with Jason. Like, people like to know where I'm at, and people want to know about Jaden. They love to see him. So I guess sharing more of me is and the thing is that I'm super shy, and people think I'm just like serious, but I'm super shy. So that's my issue, is like putting myself out there for people to connect with me. So I'm working on it.
Yes, that's what it takes. Just work on it day after day. You'll get better and better for sure. That's for all of us. We all have fears. We all have doubts. We all have like those demons that we battle with in our brains. And it's just like every day is, what can you do that day, to make it better, or to overcome that? And I think there's things that you never completely overcome. Like if you are an introvert, you're always going to be an introvert. If you're a shy person, you're probably always going to be a shy person. But there's things that you can do to get better at it and to overcome it, and to just not let it get in your way of what you are capable of. But Thank you for sharing, Angie. And just one last thing, guys. It's already 9, so I'll let you guys know. But if you guys have any questions, I know I usually at the end I open up to Q&A. If you have any questions, you can post in the group, in our Team Living Fit group, and then tomorrow I'll go live or I'll answer your question individually. But I just want to take a picture. So, and we're going to do 2 because there's 2 pages on here. So on the count of 3, because I know sometimes I don't tell you guys, and you're like, I looked down. Whoa.
I'm ready for my picture.
Okay, so we're going to do 2. We're going to do 2 times. So I'll tell you when. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to go over to this page because there's 2 pages. We're growing. Hola, Casey. I'm just seeing Casey right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3 again. Okay. Yay. Oh, yeah, Erika. Hola, Erika. Sorry, I see a lot of you guys. Hey, Alma. A lot of you guys jumped on. Mirna, Joy, Cindy. Hey, Cindy.
A lot of people.
I know. Okay, guys, thanks so much for being on. And Angie, Carolina, and Rachel, thanks so much for sharing. Thanks so much for dropping knowledge. I really think it's awesome to hear from other coaches on our team who are, especially who have struggled or are struggling, but they're overcoming things, because I think we can all relate to that. And I really appreciate you guys stepping up. I know it's scary to get on these calls, stepping up and just sharing what's working for you or your biggest aha moments. And I know the team really appreciates it. And I appreciate you guys being on here, sacrificing an hour of your time. That's very valuable. But I love you guys. It's so nice to see you guys, and we will talk soon. Good night.
Night, guys.